What's up, Gator Nation? This past weekend, the Gators continued their hot streak. And they got two massive recruits to join the 2026 class, and they have jumped over FSU. I'm going to post the jump, and they are ranked number 14 class right now. But let me go ahead and start to talk to you about KJ Ford committed to us on Friday with a big commitment, a massive commitment from Billy Napier and company. Let me go ahead and read to you an article and some information, and I'll go ahead and put up also a video about KJ Ford and about the other massive commitment that I'll read to you that committed yesterday at 3 p.m. Committed on Saturday at 3 p.m. So, let me read to you this article. The Florida Gators football program continues to strengthen its 2026 recruiting class, recently securing the commitment from one of the nation's top edge rushers. Four-star edge rusher KJ Ford on Friday announced that he will be committing to Florida just over a month after officially visiting the school. Besides Florida, Ford included Ohio State, Texas A&M among the top 3 schools that he was considering, with Alabama also reportedly making a late push. According to 24/7 Sports composite rating, Ford has earned a 94.83 out of 100 rating as the 15th best edge rusher in the country and the 17th best overall prospect in the state of Texas. Ford stands at 6'4", 245-pound edge from Duncanville, Texas. Chose the Gators over Ohio State and Texas A&M. Well-rounded classic defensive end with sleek size and requisite length. Most approximately embody the traditional 3.43 end, primarily aligned 7 technique, said 24/7's recruiting analyst Gabe Brook. That said, likely a potential scheme versatile edge who could also provide valuable snaps as a hybrid 2.34 rusher, uses leverage and sudden point of attack strength to affect the running game, still developing consistency, bend and dip flexibility, while flashes arc running ability as a rusher. During his junior season at Duncanville High School in Texas, Ford made 57 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, 7 sacks. Throughout his entire high school career, he has totaled 110 tackles, 30 tackles for loss, and 9.5 sacks. According to 24/7 Sports composite rankings, Ford is Florida's second highest rated pledge in the 2026 class and the first edge rusher to commit. He is the fourth player to commit to the Gators in July, joining 4-star linebacker Malik Morris, 4-star defensive lineman Kendall Gerbil, 4-star cornerback CJ Hester. He is also the second edge rusher to commit to the class, joining 5-star Jaraylon McCoy. Guys, this dude reminds me of, or he has the ability to eventually become like Cam Wake of the Dolphins, and he reminds me of the sophomore or the second year player of the Dolphins, Chop Robinson. So those are the 2 players I compare him to. Leave me your thoughts down below what you think of this commitment, and I'll put highlights of him in this video also. Also, ladies and gentlemen, the other commitment the Gators got this weekend. Angie Kent is the second tight end commitment for the Florida Gators in the 2026 class. Brunswick, Georgia, 4-star tight end. Even though some services have him as a tight end, some services have him as an offensive lineman, and I would even suggest to Billy Napier to use him as a fullback on occasion and maybe give him the ball like he did with Big Dez. That's my opinion. Four-star tight end Hezzy Kent committed to the Florida Gators on Saturday, becoming the 5th pledge of July for the program. He committed to the Gators over Texas and in-state rivals Florida State and Miami. This is now the 2nd commit for the Gators in as many days. Elite 4-star edge KJ Ford made his pledge on Friday night to the Gators, with the program beating out Texas A&M, Alabama, and Ohio State. Kent is rated as a consensus top 250 recruit in the 2026 class and held predictions from multiple recruiting sites to land with Florida leading up to his announcement. Kent is 6'7", 282 pounds, out of Brunswick, Georgia. Chose the Gators over Texas A&M, Miami, and Florida State. He's being recruited by Florida as a tight end and had a strong senior season at this spot. In 12 games as a junior, he totaled 983 receiving yards and 8 scores on 41 catches, according to Max Prep Kent. Also showed his versatility as a ball carrier, rushing for 211 yards and 8 touchdowns on 32 carries. He joins 3-star Kakua Mua as Florida's 2 tight ends commit. He took official visits to Gainesville on May 30th to June 1st, which was a very successful weekend for the Gators. Other visitors from that weekend include 3-star offensive lineman Janarvi Carr, 4-star edge Jeraylin McCoy, 4-star defensive back Caden Hall, and 4-star defensive back CJ Brogno, and 4-star defensive back CJ Hester, whom have since committed to the program. Florida's 2026 class is now sitting at 18 commits overall and top 11 and 11 top 300 prospects. Additionally, the 2026 class is currently ranked as a top 15 class and is expected to rise once the rankings are updated. Okay, guys, as you can see, we got two massive commitments. On another note, DQ Forpa said he was torn on whether to choose Miami, Florida State, or Florida. So he has pushed his decision into the football season and says he'll decide later in the season. I'll go ahead and put more highlights of Hezzy Kent in this video also. And guys, the recruits are trying to recruit other people that have chosen other schools and trying to flip them. Earlier today, Carson Baker, the running back recruit for the Gators, wrote this on X, or Twitter like I like to call it. He said, "Come on now," and then he put three gator emojis. And J. Crew, which shows another school, just put eye emojis, like wide-eyed emojis. So that means they're still working on other edges to try to add to the class. Another person that they're working on, and I'll include videos of this person too, is James Johnson. I'll read you a quick article, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Hold on, guys, I gotta find the article. Oops. Florida is still in communication with 4-star DL committed to another SEC school. On June 28th, four-star defensive lineman James Johnson committed to Georgia over Florida, Miami, and Texas. It's been about 2 weeks since he committed to the Bulldogs, but he's keeping his options open through the fall, and Florida is still in pursuit of the Sunshine State defensive lineman, despite being committed to Georgia. I'll probably keep exploring other options in the fall, Johnson said. Game's not really over yet. Game's not really over until December. James Johnson is ranked 90th nationally, defensive line 13th, and in Florida 11th. Not only is Florida continuing to communicate with the 6'2.5", 285-pounder defensive lineman out of Northwestern High School in Miami, Florida, but Texas and Miami are also keeping in touch with him as well. Just as Johnson is entertaining the Gators, he's also entertaining the Hurricanes and Longhorns. Texas has been trying. Florida, Miami, they're still trying, Johnson said. I'm still keeping an open mind. When it came down to his decision, Georgia ultimately won over Johnson's commitment, but it was a close race between his top four schools up until his June 28th decision. Georgia, Texas, and Florida were really tight, Johnson said. Miami, it was close for all four of them schools. But in the end, I chose Georgia. What led to Johnson to Georgia were his relationships with defensive line coach Trey Scott, defensive coordinator Glenn Sherman, and head coach Kirby Smart. It also came down to development under Scott, as Johnson felt the best place for him to develop as a defensive lineman was Georgia. It was the best place that fit me. It was a good place, a lot of development. That's what it felt like, home to me. While Florida is certainly still in the picture for Johnson, Miami and Texas both have strong cases for the four-star Georgia commit. Miami is now his hometown school, for Johnson has recently made the transfer to Northwestern High School from North Fort Myers High in Fort Myers. Texas has also earned itself a late official visit from Johnson and have made a heavy push for him ever since. Florida has been in the picture for Johnson for quite some time, as it offered in June 2024. Of his top four schools, the Gators were the second to offer, only behind Miami. He officially visited Florida from June 13th to the 15th. The Gators are in every pursuit of uncommitted four-star defensive lineman Valdon Stoney, who is arguably one of the more sought-out and best recruits left in Florida's board. Georgia and Ohio State are also involved in Stoney's recruitment. The class currently holds commitments from Kendall Gervil, along with defensive lineman Jermaine McCoy, who projects most of the edge will still be able to play on the interior. This all being said, Florida is still in search for its fourth defensive lineman, of its 2026 class. However, it's unlikely the Gators will land both Stoney and a flip from Johnson. The fact that Johnson is still entertaining other schools means that there is now an additional opportunity for the defensive lineman outside of Stoney. Johnson is ranked number 13th defensive lineman in the country, number 11 recruit in Florida, and number 98 overall recruit in the class of 2026. Alright guys, leave me your thoughts down below what you think of this hot June and July for the Florida Gators football coaching staff as they continue to work to try to recruit and try to gain commitments from two other, well, flip two recruits, maybe, and gain a commitment from Baldensoni, which Baldensoni said he would decide during the season. So that's another one that's going to decide during the season. But leave me your thoughts down below. How do you think Billy Napier and company are doing in terms of recruiting? And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Gators. Peace.